In January of 2017, Summit County awarded a $500,000 grant to the City of Oakley to use towards buying easements and land to help with the Weber River Corridor project. The primary goal of the project being to connect a trail system from the west side of the city to the mountains on the east side, generally following the corridor along the Weber River. Oakley City held a public hearing on the corridor project on Monday, February 27, 2017. Of the 109 people who spoke, filled out surveys, or wrote letters to Oakley City concerning the project, 72% were in favor of the project, 21% against, and 7% were neither for nor against but had further questions. A full analysis and comments and answers to questions raised can be found on oakleycity.com. This project has been a collaborative effort of Oakley City, Summit Land Conservancy, South Summit Trails Foundation, Mountain Trails Foundation, and the Utah Outdoor Recreation Grant. Collectively, they have raised over $264,000 in cash, over $250,000 in additional grants, had over 500 volunteer hours, and had over $40,000 donated in equipment, materials, and labor. Since receiving the county grant, over 5 miles of non-motorized trails in 4 separate sections of the city have been built. The first section is the 23-acre Stevens Grove, which includes over a mile of trails and a half a mile of river access. This property was first purchased by the Summit Land Conservancy for $800,000. After selling 3 acres and an old home, the Conservancy acquired grants, funded wetland studies, built fences, raised money, retired 3 units of density, and eventually sold the land to Oakley City for $230,000, which Oakley bought with money from the county grant. The second section of improvements center around the 59-acre recreation complex. With help from the Utah Outdoor Recreation Grant, Oakley built another 5,720 feet of Rotomill Trail. This summer, Oakley will complete camping sites and a pavilion with restrooms and connecting trails north of the rodeo complex. Trails from the campground will then continue along New Lane Road to the Weber River Bridge. A UDOT TAP grant will pay for 75% of the New Lane Trail, and Wadsworth Construction has agreed to donate work for the balance. A third section of trail improvements include an additional half-mile of new trails, water crossing, and bridges in the 30-acre preserve at the end of Franson Lane. Much of the clearing and mapping of these trails were part of a local Eagle Scout project. A fourth section of trails have been built on the east side of the city, connecting to the Oakley Trail. The South Summit Trails Foundation has built about an additional 2 miles of trails in this area, including a 3,300-foot flow mountain bike trail. As you can see, significant progress has been made on the corridor project thanks to a jump start from the Summit County grant. Oakley City hopes to reuse the remainder of the county grant to help purchase a critical parcel in the center of town. If this land can be purchased, there are only a handful of landowners left to make the dream of a corridor trail throughout the city a reality.